Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a new episode of Legends of Runeterra. A new season has begun and a new patch was deployed. Now we've got a new and interesting fight mode. It's called Gauntlet, but it's coming June 26, and basically I can't wait. Now, rank rewards, new season, we got our emblem, which stands for the Masters, finishing Masters in the Season of Plunder, and of course we got some buffs and nerfs. Darius receives a buff, 6 HP, and Ephla receives a buff, cost deduction, and of course we've got Rom, 1 attack by default, but 1 cost increase, so I think this will be fairly balanced, and it will prove quite useful against decks with 1 HP units. And also, Jinx just got a buff, while the Super Mega Death Rocket whatever is now reduced to just 1 cost. So it's pretty nice. We got some more stuff here, like Genevieve on hard has received an increase and might be viable. Now, the biggest punch is Unyielding Spirit. It changed from a burst to fast, and this is missing description. Interesting. Quite a few upgrades and downgrades along the way, so it will be pretty much interesting to see how the meta evolves after the season basically starts kicking in, because we will be having loads of fun, even with the She Who Endures, because it just got a regenerate, so it's going to be pretty amazing what exactly we're going to be able to pull off using the cards that we have. Of course, duct tape rules forever. So for today, I've prepared something pretty interesting. This is also bugged. What's changed there? I've prepared something very interesting and a hardcore meme for you guys. A Maokai deck, because we haven't played Maokai at all, and we have only 1 copy of it. So let's start digging in, shall we? And we're here today with another deck, and this is called the deck Spoofer, because now you see your opponent's deck, and now you don't see it. So what good is it? Well, I can tell you it's a hardcore meme deck, and basically aims at removing your opponent's deck entirely. We've got Warning Shot, Dreg Dredgers, Jettison, Haunted Relic, Pilfer Goods, Thorny Toad, Vile Feast, Blighted Caretaker, Dead Bloom Wanderer, Joel Hunters, Maokai, The Beast Below, Abyssal Eye, Grasp from the Undying, Withering Whale, and Nautilus. Now, I think you already understood what this deck revolves around. It revolves around a single copy of Maokai that you have, and, of course, the 3 copies of Pilfer Goods. Now, this one has been nerfed, but that doesn't mean it's bad. And combined with Warning Shots, all together, just use some damage, some type of damage to deal to your opponent to manage to trigger Plunder, and you'll basically eliminate your opponent's deck. Like that. And there's plenty of survivability here, and there's plenty of deck tossing and card tossing, and I don't know, ephemerals that you can just sacrifice, or cards that you can just sacrifice to get to your desired and intended goal. Now, of course, in order to benefit the most and actually avoid Maokai being removed from the game before you manage to pull this off, is to keep Maokai in your hand, or if you're playing against something that does not use hard removals or challenges, you can spawn him and basically then begin playing cards, because Maokai will start tossing for every first card played in a round. You'll toss 2 cards, so that's an extra boost in speed, but you still need to have Pilfer Goods, so it's a bit tricky. You need to have 2 copies of Pilfer Goods and maybe a Warning Shot to make this work. But it's fun nonetheless. And if you manage to pull it off, well then, so much for your opponent's deck. So let's hop into a match and have fun. All right, let's see what we are going to go up against. We noticed, at least on Europe, like the matchmaker time has increased considerably. I have no idea why. I hope it's not the player base giving up, because this game is turning into something very good. The devs and the design team is actually involved and is actively participating in balancing the game. Not so good start. Throw these away. We got a Pilfer goods. We also have a blighted caretaker. More ephemerals that we can just throw away, adding to Maokai's level up. Okay, we have a jettison. We're gonna try to toss cards after we've gotten our combo pieces. Of course, you cannot toss Maokai. Champions are non-tossable, but you can toss a lot of your other combo cards. Maybe you do want to keep them. Fighting against a Freljord and Piltover's Zone deck. Oh, and it's a mushroom spammer. Most likely. Has Teemo. I'm guessing it aims at buffing up Teemo, because I strongly believe there are quite few units in there, mostly spells. They can proc the Puff Cap Paddler. I think we'll be able to get rid of it. Or the other two that might be incoming soon. Definitely nice so you guys can hear the actual waves. Sound of the waves made by the sea. We're down here at the seaside recording this. Come on. Yep, attack. I'm just going to use Thorny Toad to defend here. Okay. Got one Pilfer goods. We need to think this thoroughly. I think we just lost connection. Nope, I think we're still in the game. Yeah, for some reason wasn't able to select my cards on the right side of the screen. It was pretty dumb. I will try to get rid of those. So what I've done is I've set up my opponent's cards, units on the side of the board, to be exactly 2 HP. So I can challenge them and get rid of them. Hopefully. Now, if my opponent is using Elixir of Iron or Frostbite spells and Tough Luck, if not, we should be able to remove them from the board. Brittle Seal and Puff Caps. And of course Flash Freeze. Yeah, and more Puff Caps. I think it's okay. Didn't manage to bring them down. But we did get 2 creatures. 2 units to die. Would have died anyway. Opponent is also playing Ash. Ooh, that's a big one. 5-5. Have to find a way to deal with it. And as much as I'd like to use the beast below, I really want to defend. So I'll just spawn 3 ephemeral units. Basically gonna allow me to block. That's pretty much exactly what I need right now. Block that crap. Highly curious to see if my opponent will decide to attack anyway. Or maybe just more puff caps incoming. 3 mana left. Yep, spells, Mushroom Cloud. That Teemo is getting bigger. And straight. Oh, that is either a Teemo or an Ash. Opponent decided not to attack. I think it's a good decision to spawn this big boy. Just 17 puff caps so far. If Teemo drops on the board and we have no answer for it, it's gonna get ugly. Because we're gonna get our puff cap number doubled. Because Teemo is leveled up inside my opponent's deck. Teemo levels up as soon as you deploy 15 puff caps. Okay, no attack from my opponent. Just decided to call quits there. It would have been just, I think, a waste of HP on my opponent's units. Because I would have been able to block, no problem. Okay, Withering Whale. And that's great. Start tossing. Pretty satisfied. Because we have 2 Pilfered Goods. And we have 1 elusive creature. That is never gonna get Frostbite. Because we have a bigger one. It's gonna always get targeted, and we're not gonna use it to defend. We're just gonna keep it there. I think my opponent has answers. I mean, the only answers that I can see are Mystic Shots, and I'm not entirely sure if my opponent uses Mystic Shots in the stack. I think he's more focused on Pilfered Goods. On Puff Caps and on Frostbite. To be able to survive and defend, of course. Just gonna start tossing here. Okay, my opponent passed. I think he's aiming to reduce my deck to a full Puff Cap. Oh, what the hell. 3 copies of Pilfered Goods. So even if we do not draw a warning shot, and even if our elusive, oh, we just drew another one, is removed, we can still steal 3 cards, and that's enough, because once Maokai levels up, my opponent will be left with just 4 cards. That's it, just 4 cards, non-champion units. Or spells, or whatever. And we just steal 3, and we pass, and pass, and pass, and that's it. Or we play Maokai, wait for the turn to end, allow him to draw 1 card, and then just use Pilfered Goods. We'll see. So far, we have 2 elusives. It's pretty... pretty hard to tell. My opponent will be able to remove both elusives. And we just went deep, and our elusives just got bigger. Like 6/6 each. We can just win by those. Imagine that. But we're not actually interested in that. We want to eliminate the opponent's deck entirely. Okay, and we'd like to toss, thank you please. And I think we can avoid 6 damage. And we're just going to use one of the elusives to deal with that Puffcap Peddler, because it's pretty annoying. Of course our Puffcap Peddler here might survive if there's another Frostbite here. We've switched the Blighted Caretaker because we can use Withering Whale. Ah, that's... yeah. That's something that might have happened. So that's one elusive creature that will just go away. We still have one. And we did manage to get rid of that Puffcap Peddler. Currently, yes, 2 Puffcap Peddlers sitting on the board. Just pumping Puffcaps into my deck. Toss some more. Okay. Toss some more. And Maokai just leveled up. And it's nice because it's not our turn, considering the attack token. We are on our opponent's round. And when this round will end, my opponent will draw a card, leaving him with just 3 cards. Meaning that on my round, while I have the attack token, my opponent cannot attack. I'll just steal the last 3 cards, then just pass the turn as a true gentleman and watch the magic happen. Basically, he can pump all the Puffcaps he wants. I'm actually in no hurry. Still have 1 elusive to deal some damage and get that plunder effect. Okay. Ah, damn it. Oh, I forgot. He had 2 of those. Oh well. Guess we'll just have to use all 3 Pilfer Goods. And my opponent just went deep. What is that? How is that even possible? Is that a visual bug? Not entirely sure I understand why my opponent went deep. Yep, that's a mindfuck. Right there. Oh, and they actually fixed this. My opponent's spot where the deck resided has no cards. You can see it's pretty empty. He's just planting Puffcaps like crazy. Sure, mate, I have all the time in the world. And because my opponent will draw first, because the attack token will change sides, I will draw second, and my opponent will actually die first, so it's not going to be the tables have turned kind of match, where I die first, even if I have an incredible number of Puffcaps in the deck. Because if the attack token was on my side, I would have drawn the damage, and then my opponent would have died, because out of cards, so be mindful of that. It's game over. And that's how you make a deck disappear. A very big shout out to my channel supporters. Thank you guys for watching, and I guess I'll see you guys next time. I'll probably be home by that time. Vacation will be over. Cheers, guys.